Hi, my name is Timothy Tidwell, and this evening I'm going to be showing you how to take apart a desktop computer. So when you start taking your computer apart, the first thing that you're going to want to do is remove this face panel that you're looking at right now. To do that, you're going to take these two screws located at the back of the computer out. And for this, all you're going to need is your hands. These should only be hand tight. So I'm going to go ahead and take both of these out. And then we can simply slide this panel by sliding it back and lifting up to take that off. So the first thing that you're going to want to do when taking this apart is go ahead and disconnect all of the different cabling inside of this computer. You can see most of them are going to have these little switches on the top of them. What that does is you just press that switch and pull on the cable to get it out. Those switches are simply to just secure it while it's actually in the computer. So I'm going to quickly go through all of these different pieces and disconnect them. Now you see that I have all of these cables disconnected. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on taking this power supply out. So I'm going to flip the computer up just so that you can see these screws. So you should be able to see these couple of screws sitting back here. And what these are going to do, these are holding that power supply in, specifically these four that you see screwed into the silver. So to get these out, I'm just going to use a simple Phillips head screwdriver. These ones are going to be a little bit more difficult than the ones that are installed in the back of the case. But for the most part, the only tool that you should need for doing any kind of computer work on this scale is going to be a screwdriver. So now that we have our Phillips head screwdriver, we're just going to go ahead and undo each of these. Set that off to the side. And now taking this power supply out should be as simple as pushing on the back of it through the case, and you can see it moving forward there, and simply lifting it up as is with all of these cabling as well. So we're going to go ahead and set that back alongside all of our different screws and things here. So now that you've taken the power supply out and we've set that aside, we have easier access to all of the different components inside of this computer. So I'm going to start off with taking out the extra GPU, which is the graphics processing unit that allows you to see the different images. Now for my computer, on this side, behind this panel, is a little button. Simply press that button and you see that flap pop out. That gives me access to the top of this GPU. So now all I should need to do is go ahead and pull this out just like we did with the other ones. You can see there's a small clip sitting right about there in between the CPU fan and your graphics processing unit. You're going to just press that clip, and that is what's going to unlock this GPU, and we're going to go ahead and pull that out. So there's our GPU. We're going to go ahead and set that aside along with our power supply and our different screws. As I said, the GPU is what stands for graphics processing unit. So this is what makes everything kind of show up on your computer. The next thing that we're going to be taking out is these 3 sticks of RAM here. You might not be able to actually discern the sticks in this image, but you can see the base of them with the alternating blue and lime green down here at the bottom. So to get these out, all you need to do is simply press down the 2 levers on either end of the blue or green strip that these RAM units are sitting in. They'll go ahead and pop up, and just like all the other parts, you're going to just slide that out. And again, we'll set these off to the side with our other components. Now that we've taken all 3 sticks of RAM in this case out, we're going to need access to our CPU. So to do that, again, we're just going to use our little Phillips head screwdriver. we're going to reach inside of here and undo these 4 screws located on the base unit of the fan. Now that all 4 of these screws are loosened up, you'll notice that there's one cable here connecting straight into this motherboard. Again, press the little clip, pulls right up. And now we can take the CPU fan right out of here. So you have the fan and then a radiator. And now we can get to the prized possession inside of this machine, which is the CPU. All you're going to need to do is push down on this small lever, bring that out. It's going to lift that unit up and give you access to the CPU. Now the CPU is a very delicate part. You want to be very careful when you're lifting it out of there. You can see all those little specks of gold on top of that are each individual pins that plug into the motherboard. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and delicately set it off to the side, again on top of that black portfolio with all of our other items. Once you've removed the CPU, now you've pretty much removed all of the base components of the computer, and you'll have access to the motherboard, which can be removed with the different screws located around the edge. You can also see that they're going to be outlined on this motherboard with little spots of yellow. So that's how you would take apart the main components of the computer.